Hey healers, hey, welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know it's been a minute since I've done a reading for you guys. So it's like 4:33 a.m. and I've been up all night, super anxious and just so much on my mind. And I thought, let me do a reading for the collective love messages, because I have a feeling I'm not the only one who's got a lot of questions that need answers. So let's see what Spirit has to say. And we're praying for messages to come through that are completely clear, concise, or elaborate if necessary, but giving us divine insight that's going to support our highest good and the highest good of all involved. Got my little familiar feline friend right here presiding over the reading. You know, witches always need a cat in the house. I've been going through a lot of major changes, which is in line with the collective. A lot of us have been in an initiation portal, and we're not the same person or the same people that went into this initiation portal. So now we're recalibrating, because what's happened is, because of the soul retrieval work and the shadow work that you've been doing, you've got access to more parts of yourself than you did before. So you really are a different person now, because parts of you that you had shut out and shut yourself off from have returned, and they're back online with the rest of you. So you have awareness of these parts, and some of these parts have been lying dormant. Some of these parts have been lying dormant for years, okay? So it's going to take time for you to get acclimated and get centered and feel comfortable. It's going to take a lot of sleep too. If you've needed a lot more sleep and a lot more rest lately, that's so funny. I just pulled the Four of Swords. This card represents rest. So if you've needed a lot more rest recently, that's why. These anxious thoughts, you know, it's gonna be it's natural when you're going through so many changes. What a beautiful reading. My God. So it's natural when you're going through so many changes, okay? Because you're going to have heightened anxiety, because you're looking back on your past mistakes and you don't want to make the same mistakes again. It's like the stakes are getting higher and higher, and those same mistakes that you were able to slide by unscathed before, after making them, now you're not going to be able to. Everything is a lot more sensitive. It's a lot more precarious. What's precious to you is shown itself to be a lot more precious, and it's really not worth this is funny. It's really not worth the like the possibility of the loss of what you've worked so hard to obtain. So you have to be a lot more grown up, mature, emotionally intelligent, supportive of yourself and others, setting boundaries to protect your emotional state so that you don't let your wounds bleed out onto other people that have nothing to do with them. Because that's not fair to them, okay? All right. So, let's make a little bit of space here. Okay. So, what looks like unrequited love is making way for a higher level of commitment. And, see, a lot of y'all watching this, like, you really don't understand how special you are and the type of mark that you leave on people, the way that your love touches them. You don't think you're important. don't think you're important. I had the urge to say beloved. I don't even use language like that, but you don't think you're important, beloved. Do y'all hear me laughing? This is fucking funny. You don't think you're important. You have no idea how important you are. So sometimes people pretend not to want the things that they feel like they can't have. Okay? Yeah. So that being said, the first card that came out, this is the Nine of Pentacles. So we have this like beautiful feline friend here, and then we have this feline friend here. These are like very much like two opposites. These are two different choices you could be making. A lot of people don't understand how your state of mind is a choice. You can choose to be anxious, upset, miserable, or you can choose to transmute that energy and to use it powerfully. You can choose to relax while waiting for your manifestations to come in, or you can stress and obsess about why they haven't happened yet. You're dealing with an aligned, creative partnership. It's not like regular love that people commonly think of in the Matrix, which is basically about like doing nothing together. You're in a creative centered partnership, which you will do a lot of things together. Both people involved love to work. So you should be able to somehow work with your lover. And some of y'all, it seems like a hopeless situation, but you just give it time, and in 2 weeks it could be a lot different. But you have to believe in it. You have to be true to yourself. You have to be courageous. I don't even like the word courageous, because it implies like overcoming fear, and we want to just eradicate fear completely. Volunteer, motivation. So some of you guys could be like public speakers, public people, and you go first, and you've been trying to appease your audience by not triggering them too bad, but by you volunteering to go first, you're motivating these people. They're watching and they're not even saying anything. You have no idea who's seeing what you're putting out there. And by you feeling like you have to appease certain people, you're actually taking away from what other people can benefit from you. So it's really important to be true to you, to follow your heart, follow your inner light, your inner guidance, and just really reside in comfort of yourself instead of anxiety. Because, like, for example, look at Kanye West right now. Like, this man, it's crazy, really. Like, this man is, like, one of the most wealthy people. Nobody has any idea what he's seen and what he's been privy to, what he's heard, what he's been involved with to get to where he's at. Okay? And there are people that are going to support him no matter what, because they support him for who he is. Then there's all the people who supported him when it was convenient for them, or when they got something out of it, or when it seemed to benefit them, or when they could be feeling good about their association with him. And then there's other people who are real solid fans. They don't need that. Okay? So you're sort of getting into the phase of your career where you're learning who's your true solid fan base, and who you have to perform for. And we're not feeling safe around the people that we have to perform for anymore. But nobody's like making you do that performance. Nobody's making you carry on that performance. You're doing it to yourself. So you have to stop. You have to rest. Just put it to rest so you can create from your embodied center. This is going to release all that anxiety. You got to use your creative energy, your sexual, spiritual energy. You have to do something with it. And that's why we have the pregnancy card here, even though, like in this card, she doesn't look. Is she pregnant? What's she holding? Hold on. I don't know. She's holding some type of bundle. She's holding some type of bundle. Can you see? It's kind of blurry. But she's holding some type of bundle. But in the original Rider-Waite Coleman-Smith deck, she's pregnant. Okay? And it symbolizes abundance. It symbolizes fertility. And this is the time that we're in right now. Like, you really, really, really want to get your prosperity manifestations and fertility rituals going for harvest season. That's what this card is speaking to. Ace of Spring. Planting something now that will come into fruition in the spring. It's time to take action. Be fearless and happily pursue your most treasured dreams. Amazing career opportunities. So for a lot of you guys, like, you've been socialized to put career and money ahead of love. And especially from my divine feminines, but also divine masculines and any expression that you identify with or choose, like, you need love too. And that's why they say family first, because you have to have something first that's worth working for in order to make the work worth it. Otherwise, it's not going to be fulfilling and it's not going to be sustainable. And so many people are creating from your wounds, even creating your business from your wounds. So if you've recently had some setbacks in your business, it's because those wounds are clearing out so that you can create your business from joy. You can restructure your work completely from joy. Yay! 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 You heard me? You can restructure from joy. Yes. Okay, so let's get some more info. Owie. Yeah. Because you had some pain and you didn't know which way to go. I'm just going to put these off to the side. Fuck this. You had some pain and you didn't know which way to go. And you had all these great ideas, but nothing came from them. Why was that? Because you were overburdened. You have put too much responsibility on you from your childhood experiences of having to take on burden for other people. You didn't know any better. You didn't know how to do things any differently than that. So as a result, some of those opportunities had to get taken off your plate. Some of those clients or whatever had to get taken off your plate because you had already taken on too much. And the solution to that is to be discerning, to refuse some things, to say no to some things. So when you're really attractive and magnetic and popular and successful and good at what you do, a lot of people are going to want to come towards you. But you have to tell some of them no. You can't accept everything that's offered to you, because that's not going to leave any room for the real aligned connections to come through. It's going to be too cluttered with a bunch of bullshit. So you have to say no. You have to clear some space. You have to be discerning. You have to let some things go. And you might just have to hang in the balance and let there be space. And it might feel really, really uncomfortable, but you have to do it. And what comes through then, you can leave behind unhealthy situations. You can move on to the next phase of your life. And you can move through the treachery and beyond it. So you're learning how to call in money that is effortless. Same with love and sex. You're learning how important sex is to you, and it's much more deep than just busting a nut, because you're actually like co-creating with the universe and bringing forth abundance through your sex. But the shame and guilt is blocking it. So that's something that wants to be removed before you go further. And if you're at a standstill or standoff or stonewall with your lover, or even with your clients or anybody in your life, there's like a time now that's needed for clarifying contracts, boundaries, agreements, how you want to deal with each other, what you need from each other, because you both need to feel safe. And that's one of the things that's been happening, is that like in the current environment, nobody really felt safe enough to continue. So now you're able to clear the slate to create comfort and safety that will really nurture and nourish everyone involved. And that's a beautiful thing. Ouch. What's this about? Oh my God. Polyamory, whoa, okay, so polyamory is not indicated here because what seemed like such a great idea for building wealth and building trust actually is extremely detrimental, and left a lot of wounds because there was no communication and no consideration, and those involved didn't enjoy it. Polyamory is being used as a cover-up for lack of emotional availability. And when the scales get all balanced, and everything is weighed out, it's not stable, it's not going to sustain itself, it won't sustain. And the foundation, it crumbles. So this message is for somebody for whom polyamory is no longer an option. But there's a difference between dating and being polyamorous. If you guys want more clarity on that, watch my YouTube video about polyamory versus circular dating. But this is what's coming up here right now. This is the message. In order for you to truly build wealth in this connection, it's not through polyamory like you thought it was. So this isn't for everybody, because some of y'all know that you know you're poly, and others of y'all have been questioning it. That's why the foundation is crumbling. Whatever y'all have been doing, it's not working anymore. It's about to be a serious commitment or nothing at all. Wow. Unexpected judgments. Page of Swords. Okay. Page of Swords is taming the Nine of Swords. So we're not going to be as anxious anymore because we're using our thoughts constructively. Judgment, the Sun. So for some of y'all, this is a message about your son or somebody's son. And it's a deep, deep affirmation of masculine healing masculine energy, both your masculine energy and the masculine that you love. And him finally feeling safe enough to let his guard down. And that's a reflection of like the safety that you are feeling with your own masculine energy and your own boundaries and your ability to set them, and your safety and security that you feel with men in general, because you've worked on this. I don't know who this message is for, but leave a comment if it resonates. Okay, so Spirit, what do we want the collective to know? It's time to move on. Okay, so now it's going to be time for us to move on to our pick a card readings. Yeah, there's a lot of seriousness in these connections. These connections are for family. They're for children. They're for businesses. They're for generational wealth and legacy. So if that ain't you, peace out, bitch. This reading ain't for you. If that is you, check the comments in the description for the timestamps. And I'm going to go ahead and set that up for us. So let's see here. Really curious to see what's going to come through. And we should just meditate on what number is for you. You can watch all the way through if you want to, because sometimes the message will be like a past, present, future, or a beginning, middle, end type of thing. Or you can just go directly to the pile that you choose. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. I'm not gonna do a whole fancy thing. I'm just gonna go from each reading to the next. I'm starting to feel a little lightheaded. So at this point I really want to channel a song. And it's Wake Me Up Before You Go. Wake me up before you go, go. Don't leave me hanging on like a solo. Wake me up before you go. Take me dancing tonight. I don't know why. And again, like, you're feeling so threatened, like everyone is out to get you and they're not. It's okay. It's gonna be okay. You are loved. You are worthy of love, and you are safe. Now let's continue. I actually think what I'm going to do, because I don't want to have any repeating cards, I'm going to go ahead and pull the piles right now. I want each reading to be completely unique. The only way they'll be repeating cards is if they're in 2 different decks. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And I'm going to just do... more for each. This one gets 3. Okay. Okay. Oh yeah, and the decks that I'm using, I hope you guys enjoy my chaotic ass readings. Next time I'll bring back the chaos deck, inshallah. And shout out to my OG peoples who know my chaos deck. Yes, it's an amalgamation of multiple different decks. So we're gonna do 3 of these, 3 of these, 3 of these. And again, each one is going to be a separate message. But they might relate to each other, so you can feel free to watch all of them. 1. Okay. 3. 1. Ooh. Okay. Do a few more. I had to take a sneak peek of that one. It looks good too. Okay. And we're just gonna do one of these romance angels, oracles, and one of these butterfly. And yes, these are the bootleg decks, and I have no shame. Okay, you guys. Here, let's do it like this. Let's make it easier. Which ones do you want to pick? Okay. Orange, calcite, or carnelian. Actually, all of these crystals look like some version of carnelian, but I know this is carnelian. This looks like some dragon's egg something, and this looks like maybe honey calcite or carnelian. So pick 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. 1, 2, or 3. And we'll get started with 1. Just go to the side. Okay. So collective, I just asked you to tune in and intend to receive clear messages that will help you right now. So this is for people who are already in a relationship. But it may not necessarily be the healthiest relationship. And you're kind of having to decide whether or not to go to a deeper level of commitment. It involves caring for an aging parent, and it's having an impact on your love life. So before you decide to like, it's like I would say before you decide to end this relationship, but it's like you guys are not even thinking like that. Y'all are stable, secure, and stuck on this person, so that's not even an option for y'all to break up. But you need time apart from the stress of life to reconnect with one another, and you have to make that time no matter what the excuses are for not making it. Stop making the excuses, because some of y'all have been making these excuses for years, and it's had an extremely detrimental effect on your well-being. Because you've been putting everything else first besides your relationship and your need for love. And you've been shaming yourself and guilting yourself and telling yourself you don't deserve to need love. And it's been a lot of financial issues, because a lot of it has been like, oh, well, I can't relax or I can't get horny if my bills aren't paid or if I don't have X amount of savings. You're keeping your money from flowing by not allowing yourself to enjoy pleasure and time with this person. You need to be a little bit more carefree. What's this? Oh, I thought there was another card. You need to be a little bit more carefree, okay? Daughter. So this is, you need to set an example for your daughter, and also it's about you being a daughter. And what have you learned from your elders about like love and your place in love? You're getting somewhere with your healing. you're really able to move forward in a healthy way as a woman, which some of y'all non-binary babies, like, it's been a long time coming, you know, because your socialization and having to be so strong for everybody masculinized you. And you created an identity from that isn't really natural to you. So it's time for you to find your place in who you are instead of relying on labels to define you. Whom do you need to forgive? Admit your true feelings to yourself. Be honest with yourself. Only you know what it is that you truly desire. And you haven't been speaking it because for some reason you just feel like it won't come true, or like there's something wrong with you saying how you feel. You passionately, vehemently deny your emotions, your emotional intensity, and your passion, your possessiveness, your neediness, your clinginess, your love, your depths of your love. You deny it because in childhood, this relates to parental care that you did not receive, that did not let you validate your emotions because other people did not validate their emotions. It's giving toxic femininity, a toxic narcissistic mom who had everybody catered to her all the time, used all these covert manipulation tactics, and in the end resulted in emotionally invalidating her children. So now it's hard for you to express your emotions, and you don't feel safe with yourself as a mom or as a woman because you're not safe with your own mom and other women. And it's time to forgive them and forgive yourself. As you release old anger and resentment, you will find that your wishes come true. Retreat to have sex with your partner. Tuck yourselves away. And you're gonna have to really like tell the truth and hear the truth and get to that level of emotional intimacy with your partner to where you not only do you feel like you can tell each other everything or anything, but you know you can tell each other anything because you've done it and you've gotten through it. So in the beginning, I had the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands, and again here the Queen of Wands returns. She says, believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you. Maintain a balance between work and home life. So again, a lot is coming up that relates to work-life balance. And for this pile especially, you should be working with your significant other. There's no reason why y'all aren't working together. You may have internalized some beliefs around like keeping those things separate. Those are colonizer beliefs that come from feminism or some other bullshit. I don't know, but no, that's in an indigenous way of life. Y'all would have been working together. So somewhere along the way that got fucked up, and you need to go and find out like where's the forgiveness needed, because maybe at a certain point you told yourself like this won't work, we can't do this, or they're not capable for whatever reason, or you told yourself you thought that you had a better way, but you didn't really listen to their intelligence and their intuition. And so now that's really important for you to do that, to keep those wheels turning. That's the message. It ended at 33 minutes and 33 seconds on the clock. That's the message, pile one. Take what resonates, leave what don't, and make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend. And if you want to go further with your healing journey, sign up for my course or take a consultation with me. Let's move on to pile two. Okay, pile two. Let's get it poppin'. Healing from the past. Playfulness. So for this pile, there's a it's indicating renewed vows, getting back together. It's indicating like a hiatus from a relationship that lets you know how truly important it is for you and how much it's not going anywhere. And then we have the King of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles. Stop playing, Spirit. Stop playing. Spirit plays no games. And there's certain connections that are fated. They are divinely orchestrated, and they're gonna be there. They're solid. So that's what this is saying, is like, this is solid. And you're both getting your bread up. And materialism is important to both of y'all. You've been separated, but you're coming back together. And now you have to be really careful, because the habits and the the habits and the norms that you set now, they'll be hard to shake. So you really want to be honest about what you want. And we have the 9 of Autumn to the 9 of Pentacles. Again, that's the pregnancy card. It's also wish fulfillment. But that's more so the 9 of Cups. But this is a good sign. This is a really good sign for reunion. You just have to be as open and vulnerable as possible, more vulnerable than you've ever been before in your life. If you want something you never had before, you have to do something you never did before. You're doing a great job. The way that you've been working on it and making sure that you are healthy before trying to union with anybody else, good job. You're doing great. You're at a crossroads right now. Yeah, and you're really like evaluating whether or not this is the right way to go, because you have a lot to lose. You both do. So you're balancing those pentacles and seeing if it's the right time or not. Yeah, and marriage. Affirmations, patience, please. So it may not be the right time yet. You have to be patient. You're both marriage minded. The fairies join you in celebrating wedded bliss. You and this person are both looking at this as a long-term connection, and that's what you want, and you both feel like you're not good enough and you don't deserve it. So that's where the affirmations come in. You want to clear your subconscious programming and reinforce programming that uplifts you and affirms that you can have a healthy relationship. You basically have to hypnotize yourself into having a healthy relationship. That's going to take time, okay? So just chill. What you're asking for is coming about. Have patience, as there are unseen factors that need to occur first. So you'll actually be able to stop this from happening if you obsess over it and if you're too anxious. When you get really anxious, just please, like, pleasure yourself, bust a nut, eat some good food, get some dopamine, complete a task. Don't stress this other person out. They're working hard, okay? And just work hard too. But it's about working smarter, not harder, because you really want to, like, take this energy here. Yeah, I'm gonna put this like this. Okay. So you really want to take this energy here, this 2 of Wands, Ace of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. And stack your bread up. You want to stack your bread up. Humble beginnings, small beginnings, just barely having 2 pennies to rub together, and boom, you're the King and Queen of Pentacles. Y'all are both extremely business savvy. You attract money and wealth like no other, yet you don't have good enough boundaries around it and holding on to it, and you let other people have too much access to you, so it just drains out of you like nothing, like it was never there. And that's where you'll definitely, like, want to work together to collect and protect those pentacles. Healing from the past, playfulness. Everything in the past sucked. You guys were really hurting. You were in a shitty place and life sucked, and now you want to enjoy your time together, and you've literally never really done enough of that. So being playful and enjoying life and being happy with one another, and just, like, letting yourselves play together. Worry about all the other heavy stuff later, but just enjoy your time together with this person. Like, honestly, this message does not feel very long at all. It just feels like everything that needed to be said was already said. And you can go ahead and process that to your liking, but this is the message. So, okay, pile 2. Have patience. This is happening. So give yourself space and give yourself grace. Don't be all stressed out waiting for it to happen. Organize your closet. Like, you know, do some paperwork for your business, but just stay busy and keep your eyes focused on the pentacles. Keep your eyes focused on organizing the things that you need to keep organized for your life, and know that this is coming sooner than later because it's autumn. We're going into autumn season. This is an evergreen reading, so if you're watching this at another time, this is, and the autumn is indicated for this connection to really like take shape, take root, and become fruitful. In the meantime, just focus on your affirmations. What I did is I recorded a voice note on my phone reading all my affirmations, and I listened to it in my own voice. So try something like that that has to do with your relationship affirmations, the relationships that you're looking for, the things you want out of life, and the person that you want to be. And just more and more give yourself opportunities to express yourself, give yourself opportunities to be yourself, to have fun being yourself, to be with people who affirm and appreciate and validate you and make you feel good. And let this happen naturally. Say what you need. Don't sugarcoat shit. You're locked in with this person. They're not going anywhere. So you can feel free to let those burdens down of fear of abandonment and worrying that they'll leave you if you show too much of your cards. They might, but they're going to come right back. So be patient. In the meantime, live life freely, and look, cherishing your time alone. This card says, reward yourself for all your hard work, being happily and successfully self-employed, cherishing your time alone. So this points exactly to like what you want to focus your time on. And you want to make sure that while you're building your business and you're enjoying your self-employment, you create space for someone else to enter your life and for a marriage to take shape. Because for a lot of y'all, like, that's one of the reasons why this hasn't happened yet, is that neither one of y'all had a place in your life for each other. And now you are continuously creating that space and setting up the structures that is needed for you to give each other everything that you each deserve. Let yourself heal from the past. Stop bringing it up. Stop living there. You're in a new timeline now. You are worthy of love. You are worthy of love. Play more and just have patience. That's the message, okay, healers? You're at, like, this, I want to go back, okay, look, the message is almost over, but I want to just go back here, because this Two of Wands, in this deck, it's so different than any other deck. Usually it's like, okay, we're about to embark on a journey, and we're looking to see which way we want to go. But for her, she feels like the journey is over, I can't go anywhere, I'm stuck, I'm trapped, and everyone else is free but me. But she's really able to lift that right off of her head and fly free too, and she just chooses not to. Because she feels like she has all these artificial restrictions, but she really doesn't. And in this situation, both counterparts feel like that. So pray. Prayer is needed. Pray for the discernment and wisdom to see your opportunities and your tools and your gifts, and to utilize them expeditiously, timely, and accordingly, according to the need of the moment, so that you don't end up at a standstill. You want to keep yourself moving, but not too fast. And continue to exercise your options in a way that is respectful and nurturing and nourishing to you. So what that means is, like, yes, you're still single, but it's nobody's business what you do or how you spend your time or who you spend it with. So just play the game a little bit, play it smart, play it cool, allow this love to come to you, and it will. Okay, pile 2, let's move on. But if this resonated, please let me know. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend, and stay tuned. Now, pile 3. Pile 3, this is a little bit of a message that's going to be hard to hear for some of y'all. It has to do with breakups and separations. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Has to do with the chemical dependency that you and your person are dealing with. And so you broke up because of this chemical dependency. And you're not going to come back together unless this chemical dependency is adequately addressed. Otherwise, that push and pull dynamic will just keep repeating itself. And it's already been so painful and so like hurtful for you. So you have to ask yourself if you're willing to continue allowing it. So one of the ways for you to move through this chemical dependency is to get more exercise, to get those chemicals in different ways. You want to raise your vibration in a lot of different ways so that you can feel better, and so you don't need this person as like a toxic hit of a drug to make you feel better. Because the thing is that what's been going on is like whether or not you're thinking positively about them or thinking negatively about them and your relationship with them, the emotional charge and the chemical release is still the same. So those ruminations, you're addicted to thinking about this person. And you've thought way too much about them without making the moves, but they've been doing the same thing. And so right now it remains to be seen whether you will decide to take action on what you've been feeling, which in your case could also be inaction. But there's some moves that need to be made, and they could be quite uncomfortable for both of y'all. So research has indicated you need to know more information because they're keeping a lot from you so they can have the upper hand. So don't feel too detached from those ruminating thoughts until you actually have some communication and more information. You don't want to go too far down a rabbit hole with your feelings just to find out that you're there by yourself. And you're going to keep practicing, practice your dating skills. Increase your confidence and know that you are worthy. Because like for some of y'all, you're pretty inexperienced and you tend to just get with the first person that shows you a high degree of interest. And you're really not advised to do that in this situation. You want to be dating for the long-term partnership, and the partnership that's indicated here will fizzle out too quickly. There's a strong magnetic attraction which you can use to really grow your influence together. And you might be drawn to pile 2 also if this is the case. So make sure you check out pile 2 also if you were drawn to it and you feel like this could be you. Because you want generational wealth. You want to ensure a legacy. So you don't want to waste your time where that's not going to be possible. But you don't want to give up too quickly either. And it takes time to allow things to unfold and allow people to be themselves. A lot of my collective, and y'all pile 3, you're too like, you need a quick fix or instant gratification too much, and that's really held you back from like getting what's yours. So we have the 2 of Pentacles. We had that in the last reading. Bring fun into everything you do. Juggling multiple priorities or jobs. An exceptional talent for multitasking. We have the 9 of Wands. Protect the fruits of your labors. Prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. And we have the 10 of Wands. So you've been through a lot with men and with relationships, and it's caused you to be pretty discerning. Yeah, you have a emotional need that is fed by addiction. And so it's actually taken like a detox, a sex detox and a relationship detox. Could be prolonged period, maybe even like 5 years that you've been single, to really help you get a handle on all of that. Yeah, because like the way that your generations have done marriage in relationships, it's caused you to have a major emotional blockage. Like, you're stuck in a baby mode of needing to be cared for, and you're being asked to grow up so that you can also care for others adequately. I just realized that you guys can't see this picture, so I'm going to switch it. It's Jesus and Mary Magdalene, and he's showing her his light. So one of the things is when you show somebody like your light and who you are on the inside, that's really personal, and it can be really triggering. The person that you're dealing with, like, everything is not what it seems. You see the best in them, but they have a dark side that only shows up occasionally, and you easily overlook it. However, that dark side can really hurt you. So you're trying to figure everything out. You're in the hanged man position, and that's a good place to stay. I wouldn't advise moving too fast, quickly forward, but just really enjoy the moment. Let things come to you. You can stop chasing for now, okay? If you're gonna chase a fitness goal. Because you're not built for codependent love. You need a love that allows for you to enjoy your life, to do your thing, to be yourself. And you want to keep declining what's offered until you get that. You want a love that you can really feel good about yourself in when you're involved in it. And that takes you having radical responsibility for everything that is under your domain of control and your sphere of influence. And it's so easy to give everything up and blame somebody else, especially when generationally that's what the pattern has been. Whether it was like by force, by coercion, by necessity, but now those same problems don't exist. So yeah, it's doing some research in genealogy and your generations, your ancestors' past experiences with relationships, so that you can heal these karmic wounds that have to do with chemical dependency on love. Exercising will help. And with this sobriety card, like, it's mainly talking about relationships and detoxing from unhealthy relationship dynamics, but there could also be chemical dependencies related in here that has to do with drugs or alcohol. And when you heal the relationship issues, those issues magically heal as well. So it boils down to that it was always about love, and it was always about relationships. It was never about the drug. It was never about the alcohol. It was never about the cigarettes. It was always about the grief. It was always about the fear of feeling the joy and the loss and the longing and having something worth pursuing and having something that you don't want to lose. So continuously digging deep and diving into where you have been afraid to truly feel, and so that you've only allowed yourself surface level feelings. You are in a point where it could go either way. So if you were picking this pile to look for like a yes or no confirmation on if this relationship is going to work out, you really, like, that's completely up to you. It's really completely up to you, and that may be why you haven't been able to get the answers you've been seeking. If you've been looking for answers on social media or in YouTube readings or pulling cards or something like that, because it really depends on you. It actually depends on what you actually do. And a lot of times, readings, doing too many love readings for yourself isn't really advised a lot of times, and like a lot of times these readings are not going to really, they're not going to let you get out of the actual work and actual human interaction that you have to do in order to make these things come to fruition. So it's okay to be awkward. It's okay to be shy. It's okay to be scared and nervous, and you just got to keep practicing. Practice being confident, and you will be. Yeah, and you guys, like, I'm getting spiritually attacked right now. Like, as soon as I came to the third reading, I started to have some energy really trying to enter my crown and mess with me. So this is related to divine love. Like, you are a healer, and your love will be healing. And you gotta get out of the indecision and actually make things happen for yourself. Or if that's not possible with the person that you're thinking of, then you have to move on. You have to cut them off. You have to get over them. You have to move on. And you can try one last time, but ultimately, like, it's not just you involved. It takes both people. So you can't continue to carry a relationship that you've been carrying so far. It's not going to last. It's going to break your back. And yes, of course, when you pull back and you create that vacuum, they're going to come right in and come after you, just to make sure that you're still there for them, you're still solid, you still want to be connected to them. And then at that point, you have to have that conversation. Like, okay, well, what is going on here? Because I need something that I'm not getting. And you need to be able to have an actual conversation with this person. And if you can't have a conversation, whether because it's too hard for you to speak or it's too hard for them to listen, you have to move on. And you have to practice moving on. Sometimes people are in our lives just to teach us to let go. Other times, we have to hold on. And it's really personal. It's for you to know. But you have to actually take the action. And that's the thing that a lot of people avoid when they look at readings like this, is they're avoiding taking the action because it feels safer to just imagine. So you can't do that right now, pile 3. You have to take the action. And you have to find out what's going to come from that action. You have to let yourself keep moving forward. And just let it be what it is. And know that you're going to be fine regardless. Have fun. Protect the fruits of your labors. This also says prepare for possible challenges that lie ahead. Environmental conservation. You want to conserve your energy. You don't want to be doing the most for attention. You don't want to be just out here acting a fool. And you want to really understand that, yes, like, you are under spiritual attack. If you need support dealing with this, take my course. I train spiritual warriors on how to deal with things like this. So that's the main message here. You probably came here for a love message, but the important message here is to clear up this spiritual attack that you're under. That's going to help your love life immensely. And yes, because you're a divine soul, so the union that you get into is going to heal the planet. And the ops don't want that, so they're going to try to stop you, but they're not going to succeed as long as you keep going and you keep taking action that continuously aligns you deeper and deeper within yourself. And with a lot of people pleasers, what happens is, like, you're afraid, and every time you do take an action, if the person reacts negatively, you feel like you did something wrong, or like you have something to apologize for, but you really don't. You just need more practice at asserting yourself, at being assertive and communicating. Call upon the fairies to help you with that. They're very assertive. They don't let anybody step on their toes. They don't let anybody mess with their man or their pentacles. They don't play no fucking games with bitches. So be like them. And they also, like, they have fun and they enjoy their lives. So be like them. Read a book. Do some research. Let yourself love and be loved. And keep an eye out on your future. Don't be in a rush to move ahead. Wait until you know all the facts. Don't wear your heart on your sleeve. Keep your cards close to your chest. Let yourself feel the emotions and feel the magic of the chemistry without making it mean something or having to define it. And most importantly, pray, cleanse, clear your space, clear your energy, and call in your protection angels and protective spirits around you and your ancestors that want to see you do well. Because you really want to push away and banish any energy that's trying to attack you. Again, if you need support with that, ask me, take my course. We got you. spiritual warriors are on the planet at this time in order to usher in divine love. Okay, pile 3, that's your message. If that resonates with you, let me know. I hope it helps. And make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe, say mashallah, tell a friend to tell a friend. And stay tuned.